Hey guys, you're watching Daniel and Gian React, and today we're going to check out the official trailer for Bombay Velvet. This is an Indian drama, according to the trailer, from our favorite Indian director, Anurag Kashyap.
Not very well received, though. That's,
really?
Yeah.
That's the rumor out there,
huh? Yep.
Well, let's get into it. I'm sure we're going to see some familiar faces.
Maybe. No spoilers.
अगली दफा यहाँ दिखाई दिया ना, ऐसा आँख के बीच में रख के दबा डाले। अपन को बिग शॉट बनने का है। अपना एक बड़ा गाड़ी होगा। वो आएगी मस्त पाउडर ऑर्डर लगा के, उसे कस के सीने से लगा के एकदम सीधा जाएगा।
This is Mr. Barfi.
Right? Yeah, it was Jaga Jasus guy, right? Hey, Anushka Sharma.
तुमने अगर मुझे कभी अकेले छोड़ा ना, काट दूंगी तुझे।
बिग शॉट बनना है ना तुम्हें? मैं बना। सब लोग अपने कंधे पे बंदूक रख के चढ़ा रहे हैं और वो आजादी चाहिए, खुद का धंधा चाहिए, रोजी और अपना लव स्टोरी। मैं जो भी करता हूँ खुद के लिए करता हूँ। कभी-कभी मैं सोचता हूँ कि तुम्हारी असलियत नहीं बता देता तुम्हारे रोमियो को। पूरा शहर बिक जाएगा रोजी अगर वो नेगेटिव्स नहीं मिले तो।
जॉनी मुझे बॉम्बे से ले जाइए।
पागल है क्या? अभी तो अपन स्मॉल से लार्ज हुए, अभी बढ़िया होना बाकी है।
घोड़ा जॉकी से सौदा कर रहा है।
अभी घोड़ा डिसाइड करेगा कि उस पर कौन सा जॉकी बैठेगा।
Tommy gun. Two-handed Tommy gun. All right.
रोजी को कोई हाथ नहीं लगाएगा, उसको अपन मारेगा, बस अपन।
For those of you who watched the Rustum trailer yesterday and are joining us again today, I am proposing a question. Do you feel like this, because we can both agree this was polished, but do you feel like this gave away too much story, or do you feel like it gave enough? Comparing it to Rustum.
I don't think it gave away too much story. I was really confused by the trailer, to be honest with you. There's a lot of stuff going on. It almost, for me, and forgive me for the comparisons, but this felt kind of...
Paul Thomas Anderson. That's what it felt like.
For me, it felt like Quentin Tarantino, but like if he made Pulp Fiction now as opposed to when he made it in the 90s.
Where it was new.
When it was new, yeah. Like
after I already knew how to make it, I'm gonna remake Pulp Fiction.
Exactly.
Try to be cool, as opposed to I just did it this way and it came out to be cool.
Exactly. Like it's really, really, really stylized. I might be wrong here. I'm wondering if the reason why people had issues with this movie is because of the lead, because he just doesn't seem to fit. Like he still has that kind of goofy.
Well, I can't say what fits or not because I don't even know what the hell's the story. I'm 100% with you.
Right.
I don't know what the story is. I don't know what his role is. I know he shoots just guns and he fights.
He just seems a little goofy. That's all. And we've seen him in other movies where he is goofy.
Well, I don't take anything he says seriously.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm guessing.
But I don't know what his role. Like I don't know who he is.
Right. That's true.
I don't know what that could be exactly who his character is.
Right.
I don't know. I personally did not like this trailer at all. I'm personally not looking forward to seeing this movie, despite the fact that it was a Kashyap film. As a matter of fact, I saw a lot of like French influence, which might trigger some people out there, but especially with the couple in the car, in the red car.
Il y aura qu'à s'arrêter n'importe où.
Mais qu'est-ce qu'on fera toute la journée? Non, il faut d'abord trouver mon frère. Il lui gagnera plein de fric. Et ensuite, on se trouvera un chouette hôtel chic et on régalera.
Vous voyez, elle pense qu'à rigoler.
À qui tu parles?
spectateurs.
Godard's famous because he basically rewrote the script every day. So it was basically he shot a different movie for every day of his films, and then he kind of threw them together and made a movie.
And sometimes he didn't even write the script. He would just this is the outline, this is the scene, or like you guys just love each other, like let's see what happens. That was very much his style. That was what I mean. It is considered revolutionary. It was a very groundbreaking thing, but doesn't mean you're making a good movie. It just means you're doing groundbreaking shit.
There's definitely a French New Wave influence to this film and certain aspects of it.
Which is an okay thing to say. So for those of you out there who definitely don't like us comparing things, when we compare genres and movements of cinematic history, film history, to say this does have French New Wave tendencies is actually a valid comparison, and it's not an insulting one at all. It's just certain stylistic things came out of each individual country, and they're all known for certain things.
And it's not, I mean, Scorsese is a huge French New Wave fan. And he's
100%.
heavily influenced, a lot of his films are heavily influenced by that. You know, there's a lot of American directors out there. You know, the
100%.
French New Wave had a very big effect on most of the world, you know. There's Wong Kar-wai. You can see a lot of his stuff. If you're a fan of Hong Kong stuff, you can see a lot of French New Wave in his films, which is actually part of the reason why I'm not really a big fan of his. But
because it's very slow. It's very much about theme and emotion as opposed to the Hollywood narrative, which is what you would call it. You know, the 3-act structure, in other words. This to me doesn't feel like it fits in anything.
Right.
For the worst reasons too.
I mean, we're going off the trailer too. Like, I still want to watch it to see like how much.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, because he is still talented.
It just feels disconjointed. That's the thing. And then this might be one of those times where sometimes it's not good for someone to have more money in their budget.
Yeah, because I feel like a certain edge was lost.
Yeah.
Again, we need to see the movie, but I also have read that it was not well received, and definitely was a bomb.
But then we got like Ramon Ragov 2.0, where the trailer itself was also super stylized, but then when we watched the film,
it was not even close to it.
Exactly.
Everything took its time.
Exactly.
I'm just looking up Jean-Luc Godard's filmography so I can give that specific film. Sorry. I believe it's Contempt as well as Pierre Le Fou. I don't know if I can say that. I hate that movie, Pierre Le Fou. We watched it in film school. Contempt is also it's a love story. It's actually a pretty good one. That's actually one of his better movies.
I feel like the earlier ones for him are going to be better because he wasn't allowed to go off the deep end.
Who, Jean-Luc Godard? Yeah. Well, I mean, he kind of went off the deep end his whole career. He's still going off the deep end now. He's still alive making movies. But no, you're going off the deep end because you don't even know what the hell you're doing at first.
When we went to, but I feel like there's still some sort of rules that he kind of has to stick to. It's like if you go to Barcelona, there's a museum for Pablo Picasso, and you see all of his early paintings, which were all like really like paint by numbers, like portraits and stuff. Like if you look at him, you're like, wow, this guy was really talented. And this is when he's 14 up until he's 20, and then
he decided to do
all of a sudden
he
left and went and did drugs and got, started drinking, and then you see like the abstract stuff that it started coming out. You see it slowly coming out too. Like he used to do this, and he'd like paint a regular person, then add an extra face to it, and so on and so forth.
Which makes certain people stand out even more because there's certain people who were doing their style from the beginning.
Right.
From the beginning. I mean, people would say it's Tarantino, but I don't, because if you watch My Best Friend's Wedding, which is his first film, and we understand it's his first film, you don't have very many Tarantino callbacks, if you were, And then in Reservoir Dog, you kind of do, to his later work. But even in that film, it's so unique, in my opinion, in terms of Tarantino's filmography that it's very hard to.
He directed that?
No. It's a short film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's if you type in My Best Friend's Wedding and then like Quentin Tarantino, it'll pop up, I'm sure. And it was a full film, and then they lost some reels, so they only have like, this 36 minutes that survived. So I don't know what exactly was in it or was not in it. But you can see Tarantino in this movie, though. But also Roger Avery. That's the other. He's the missing piece to Tarantino.
If you watch, if you actually take any class from a professor that's like older than 50 years old, he's just going to tell you that Quentin Tarantino is like the hugest, biggest rip-off
it's
artist
he's
of all
not
time.
even a director.
Yeah, he's just a postmodernist.
Which is just a postmodernist, period.
Yeah.
That's an insult in and of itself right there. Which would be we're all in the postmodern era right now. Just for those of you out there, that's a little history lesson. Film gets divided up into different categories and groupings as a whole, not just for American film. This is literally as a whole. And currently we live in the postmodern era of filmmaking. So postmodern filmmaking has to do with sound effects, sound design, color correction, shooting on digital, just green screen. Like, these are all considered postmodern techniques.
Basically anything like that was non-traditional filmmaking.
Like 100% natural too.
Yeah.
But
It's also, they say postmodernism exists because there's no way you can innovate with film anymore, and that people just they take things from other things and splice them together and make something completely new out of everything.
The example,
and that's always the argument you can always make. Well, if it's just like a DJ or somebody that samples from other people's songs and then makes a whole new song, mixing other people's songs together, is that a new song in itself, or is that just a ripoff?
And that's so the biggest the example that they used at USC for our film school was they used Andy Warhol, because Andy Warhol, he would paint Campbell's soup cans, but is he inventing the Campbell's soup can? No, he's just painting it. But he's not even painting it. He's just making it 4 different colors. You know, that's the thing. He borrowed from other things. He borrowed from other painters. He could paint it the same exact style, but he did this color thing. He made a new thing.
He made lithographs.
Yeah.
And then he would like put layers on top of the lithograph. And
so it's
It's
you
an
know,
ar-
is
it's
that
an-
new, or is that
It's an argument that's always going to be made. Like, people,
Forever.
for traditionalists, are always going to say one thing, and then other people are going to say something else. But, you know,
the
as long as you enjoy it, that's
the
really
film movement I was thinking of was Dogma 95. It's actually, I didn't know Lars von Trier was Danish. I thought he was German. But
yeah.
But in Dogma 95, it's literally a group of filmmakers. I won't go over it too much. Actually, we'll cover this on future videos that are specific to these techniques and styles. But in Dogma 95, the directors had to agree that they can only film in like natural lighting, which means no lights like we're using right now. They can only film 35 millimeter film. They couldn't use digital. They couldn't use.
The sound too. Like
there's so many different things that they had to sign up for because that was considered pure cinema.
But then you got a movie with Lars von Trier where he breaks that rule right off the way.
Quit. He quit.
Yeah.
He realized that was stupid.
There's a scene where he's got
Melancholia.
He's got people like super far away, and this is actually one of his Dutch films. They're super far away, and you can hear the audio from
which is not
clean. He's using lavs, and that was like right at the beginning of this thing, and it's something that he I think he came up with this whole thing too. He quit his own idea. That's
yeah, it was his idea. Him and another director, and that was when we say natural sound, that means just with the boom pole, not with these guys right here, because these are relatively new.
Basically the intent of that, and we're giving you this whole reaction video turned into a film history thing. The point of that was, if a guy's far away on the screen, then they should sound like they're far away.
Yeah.
You shouldn't
be able to hear someone who's half a block away from you.
Exactly.
Talking normal, because you wouldn't hear that in real life.
Exactly.
So if you can hear them, that means they have one of these guys.
Right.
But no, that's it. I mean, this is a reaction to, I don't even remember what trailer we reacted to.
Bombay
Velvet. And we went off the rails. But
I hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, I feel like it's a good, if you learned something today, then that's awesome. If you tuned out, that happens. We get it. But thanks for watching. And you know the drill. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe. Leave comments. And we will see you next time. Check out some of these other reaction videos we have over here.